Okay. All right. So even though I'm concerned about my move, God is still making me do my podcast and everything. He's still making me do my show. And he just interrupted my break. I don't get breaks ongoing. What I saw when I was out. Overcrowded bus. As always when I'm on. When I'm walking the streets, people are following them. It's funny to me now because it's hindsight. I'm not there. But when it's happening, I'm pissed off. When fans follow me. Even the hot ones. Because I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to stop and meet and greet. So, when I'm walking on the sidewalk, floods of people, get off the bus. Floods of people get off the bus. And some people do that. And droves, they see me walking, hit the thing, and get off where I'm walking. I thought it was paranoia until I saw what I saw tonight. When I'm riding, nobody gets off. One or two people scattered here and there. Just sitting there staring at me, looking suspicious and guilty. So, thank God for the mask. You notice I'm not scratching. And I got at least one free hand. This is the kind of food where you won't eat a whole lot of it. How often does that happen? What my mother said when we used to talk? Extremely often. I finally eating something. I'll be back. So, alright, so, just trying not to rush myself and rush back. I feel like I was working at for the public all over again, rushing, trying to hurry up and do stuff. Again, like I said, I'm not scratching. It's bad, and I'm on antibiotics, so. Right now, I don't know where we left off. I was eating, and bunny teeth. I was eating on, and so I'm trying to be careful with these memories. I'm trying to be careful with these memories I keep having, and not to overshare, and not to speak life into them, and I keep having visions, and being alive, leaving here. I keep having visions of leaving here, not alive, like Pac when he was still alive, and it spooked me, which is why I'm a huge fan of his. And I've not always felt this way on the outside, but I felt this way. Always felt this way on the inside. I've always felt like him, I'd have an untimely death because he. I'm trying to speak my mind here and not be afraid of the men, because Tupac was kind of. It's unusual for a woman to be a fan of his, first of all. So I'm gonna just speak my mind and not be afraid, even though I feel afraid. I feel very much afraid. He spoke his mind a lot, and he didn't put up with any nonsense and any shit. So when you stand up for yourself, you're gonna have some enemies, and so that's why have not always had the right opportunities to stand up for myself, but I am really a firm believer in self-defense. He was a firm believer in self-defense. He didn't word it in that language, but that's what I'm driving home, is that he, fuck, roach. God damn it, you sick bitch. So he believed in self-defense, and he made enemies because of it. And now I believe in self-defense, and I've made enemies because of it. I'm making enemies because of it, and I'm helping other people, defending other people, and not trying to cower and leave people. So I keep having visions of my untimely death. And every time a car gets too close or I hear a pop, maybe a gunshot, maybe not, every time somebody verbally assaults me, that's pretty much the cultural norm for America, for people to be rude to you. And it's just the culture, and then verbally assault you. I mean, it's just different customs, different people have different cultural norms, and it is the cultural normal to see Americans be rude, to see Americans verbally assault one another, to verbally assault a foreigner in any form and fashion. And if you've been in America at least a couple days, you'll witness this. And assault is a very hard crime to stick. So I've never taken anybody to court. I never went down to press charges for that reason, because it's hard to prove. And then even if you can prove it, even if you video it, they'll be right back on the streets. Slap on the wrist, right back on the streets. Assault, it had to be assault with a gun. And even then, you're looking at 5 years. They're going to hold them 5 years. And then, I thought about it, I think about all kind of crazy stuff right now to stay off the streets. I'm thinking about, now I'm not going to say what way I'm thinking about going to jail, but, just thinking about crazy shit, paranoid shit, just to have a bed for the night. I tried it in Mississippi. They just laughed. I tried it. I was asking the cops, what can I do to get a bed for the night? They were just like, they just said that you're so adorable. That's not gonna get you no jail time. And I'm not gonna say what crimes, because that's something that United States officials have to take seriously. If you admit to any crime, whether you do it face to face or you do it like I'm on this online, you could go to prison and jail for like you say you're gonna do something to somebody. And, like I'm not talking about me, if you say I'm gonna kill somebody, if you say that you're gonna kill somebody and that person come up dead, even if they don't come up dead, you can still come up with a charge on that. So we just gotta, America, you gotta all learn how to live here and coexist here without ruffling and pissing people off their feathers and shit. So shit. Edna, man, I can't quite catch it like her. I can't do it like how she do it, but damn, take Edna to say it. Shit. Not shit. Shit. Well, somebody really done worked her nerves and pissed her off. Roderick, get up in here and pick up your underwear. Raji. That's the name I forgot. He's so lame. My cousin Roderick, Raji was his nickname. Raji. I just spelled it like Rogie. I'm pretty sure that pissed him off, because he probably wanted it to be like Raj, like he was Indian or something. Raji was definitely not Indian. And but my brothers, they definitely are Indian. They definitely, they can't deny their features, even though we all passed for black when we was only fooling ourselves when mama made us do that. Mama made us do that to put us in housing, and God knows what else that I don't know mama was doing, but yeah, Raji. Oh my God! Don't shoot me, Raji. That was one nerd that's a loose cannon is him. Yeah, I do not want to be on that motherfucker bad side. I might be no matter what I do. Might have offended him, and then he realized it like long ago when we was kids, because he was always getting into abnormal things as a child. And I'm gonna do a video on him, but I'm not strong enough right now. I ain't gonna do a video on Raji right now. Raji. Damn, that he a nerd with a name like that. He a nerd with a name like Raji. But Raji, you remember, I'm the only one that didn't pick on you. I'm scared to death. That boy was, oh man, I can't get into why. I know him the best, even though he's married now, got kids. I know him the best, and that's what scares me. because I can't get into that right now. I can't say no more about him because I can't verify a few things about him that I want to say, but I can't just I don't have any way to verify those things, so I can't speak on those things until I verify them. But anyway, we are living in a legal country. America is the legalest country. It's legal. You have to. That's why I ask for a receipt when I get my computer. It sounds silly to me in my head because I've not always done things the legal way. Like I've always, instead of asking a cashier for a receipt, just not to be a customer that annoys her, to ask her questions. Some people don't like questions. I'll just legally take the fault, like pay for my stuff, get to the front door, and the only way to verify is to go through unlimited masses of footage. They have to go through, I worked a couple jobs and they let me do their surveillance, and I witnessed a couple crimes and they had me go through the footage, and some of them crimes we never found what the people had done on camera. My whole point is when you're at a business like that, hours and hours, we talk about hours and hours of footage. These people are not about to sit here and do no hours and hours of footage to prove I paid for my stuff. So to me it sounds silly to get a even though God done told me this, to get a receipt for the laptop that I borrowed from these libraries, more than one library, and it's not seeming so silly now when God put it this way. That's an expensive piece of equipment with no paper trail other than they have a trail because I'm in their computers checking it out. But if something comes up on my end, I'm hot. I'm just sitting there with an expensive piece of their property. So the girl laughed at me for asking for a receipt, and I felt like a fool. But then got home, and I'm thinking to myself, well, God, why did you tell me that then and make me not feel like an idiot? And my feelings were hurt. I just felt stupid. And that's when he told me that is an expensive piece of hardware, and you need something to verify. First of all, why are you at the library? Because, I mean, and it's not my paranoia about the homeless thing solely. It's just when you walk into businesses, loitering is a very serious crime in America. Especially if you're homeless, but even if you're not homeless, McDonald's only give you places, all businesses, whether American or not, give you, minus the foreign ones, they give you an allotted, because they be, I ain't gonna say what they be doing up in there, they give you a certain amount. I'm trying not to rush, but I'm worried about running out of hard drive space on my device. They give you a certain amount of time to get the fuck up out of there. I don't know another would say it, but get the fuck out. As Bobby once said, my former friend Bobby, who turned out to be shady as fuck, Bobby Woodward. But we did not leave it on a good note. That's another revenge of the nerds I'm scared of. It was always nice to Bobby, but the women that he liked and wanted to have sex with, they always was drawn to me, and that used to piss him off. I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I ain't never boned no woman that he, not knowingly, that he wanted. I ain't never have sex with a woman that he wanted in any way. So back to the computer. It sounds silly to me, but it don't sound so silly anymore because that is an expensive piece of equipment that I'm walking around with. We talking about either, I'm not sure about the model. We're talking about a couple grand or at least a couple hundred, possibly 200-300, maybe more. The Chromebook usually is under 500 to 1,000 because I done bought one before when I had cash like that. And anyway, so that's something I need legally to cover me. So if something goes down, somebody tries to accuse me of something, and it's the story of my life because I live in America. If you live in America, somewhere down the line, somebody's going to accuse you of something and try to sue you or try to get some attention. That's just a part of living in this culture. And Mexico's bad about that too. Mexico, you get down there, your dumb ass don't know Spanish. We gonna go to jail, and ain't nobody gonna know you down there. you violate their customs laws and shit. So, and then if you rude to they don't play that rude shit. You go over there and you be rude to them. And so anyway, long story short, that piece of paper is a legal document proving, first of all, why am I in your building? I'm not loitering. And I try to keep that card on me. So, like, I don't always check out stuff when I go to the library. And, so if police, it's not unusual for me to see police when I'm in an American dwelling. Anywhere in America, it's not unusual because it's just a part of the culture. It's just a part of living in America. And so I try to have my story straight. I'm not perfect. Sometimes they surprise me. I don't expect to see them. Even though I tell myself I'm gonna see them because this girl up here acting funny with me, this boy up here looking funny, and I always tell myself like I'm gonna see them. But they cops, they're supposed to be smarter than you, and so it's good, to have the legal doc. Why are you here? This girl said, and I'm not gonna say what they do for me to help me. I ain't gonna get into detail, but that piece of paper is proven, like, this is why. Legal document. On open shut cases, if you want your life, you're gonna have to air your life out. If you want an open shut case, have your legal documents. And so you have created a legal document with a receipt. You have nothing. What that guy, that comedian said, he said, I remember Donald something, when he said he always leaves the store with his receipt for legal reason, but he said if they Indian, he'll argue with them long enough so they remember him. And I remember he said that shit was so funny because, like, the Indian ones they don't be want to give you a receipt all the time. And so that's what I'm getting at with the laptop, is that it proves that I didn't steal from them, and it proves why I'm in their building, why I'm at your library. Why are you here? Are you here bothering people? That's the biggest thing. Are you here bothering people, loitering? Are you panhandling? Here's your. That's why Walmart, and not just them, but that's why places that have security, when something goes down and you got pinned as the bad guy, I ain't never pop no attitude with nobody for asking me to see my receipt, and show them their receipt, and that's what the problem is. I ain't never asked the cop, is there a problem, because that sound offensive. Like, you want to go? Let's go. I ain't never asked. Some people say, cop pull them over. Can I see this? They want to see different things. Every cop asks for different things. I'm sorry, officer, is there a problem? Like, I'm sorry makes it less offensive. And the cop is thinking I'm the one that should be asking the question. So I ain't never tried that shit. But so you get your legal document, and so I don't feel so silly. I don't feel silly at all anymore. As much as I hate having to ask. Now that part's still the same. I hate having to ask. It's like when people, as far as me being on the other end, like when I used to work at places and people wanted their receipt, like McDonald's or something, didn't irritate me. Only time it irritated me when I was working for the public and for cash is when it's something wrong with the printer. I'm not gonna help my enemies and talk about the different things that can be wrong with a printer on the job in America, but that's when I get irritated, when it's so busy and I'm getting slave driven. They drive me in the ground with the way how they working me. I don't have time to stop and fix my printer. Now that's when I get irritated with the customer for asking. Like, you see me stressed out, and it was just time. God pulled me out from that type of work for a time, for a reason, because a customer is entitled to their receipt, but you want to keep the line moving because your boss being a bitch about it. He being a Mitch and a bitch. A man that's a bitch. That's what Kevin Hart said. And you trying to keep your job, so people get irrational, when somebody's in your face like that, and it's, especially if you're unequal. I'm a woman, it's a man in my face shouting about a receipt. So that would be the only time I got upset about it. Somebody asking for a receipt. Other than that, the printer working fine. Here you go. print out, give it right to you. But so yeah, that's a legal document on that laptop showing you, first of all, why am I in your building? I'm not up here making trouble. I'm not up here flirting with your stuff. Number two, legally, if something happens to that laptop, it could be ruled out that I walked up there and just stole it. Like, it was, I got a legal document. Plus, I have my own cameras on lieu of, I get dates and time on their cameras, so it eliminates property stolen. Just walking around a big piece of equipment like that, like a dodo bird, it's just not smart. Get a paper trail on it because it's so expensive, and proves why I'm there. Those two things are it: proving why I'm there, and making sure the expenses are covered. That I got the receipt showing that I borrowed it, and so that would be I'm not perfect, but I try to always get receipts for things. When I was in my domestic stuff, I never got all my receipts. I never made a fuss about it. I never. Illinois is different. I'm not with those abusive people anymore, and get scared to ask for my receipt. That's why my finances were all fucked up, all jacked up in the South. I was afraid to have some financial courage. Get a receipt. You don't know what they did to that person. You ain't getting the receipts, and that's good enough on finances. But what I saw when I was out, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the people follow me. Did I cover that well? I forgot the inside part. I covered the sidewalk, yeah, but they were just like, people, it's empty seats, and I'm trying to stand up, and so I'm standing up, it's empty seats, and the men, it was about, and the boys just crowded me, like, looking around like they not moving, and there's this little Hispanic Asian little girl, she just laughing at me because my face just reads, Will says I have this face that I make when we were still talking, that my creeped out face, and so she saw my creeped out face, and then she just bust out laughing. I could see her laughing underneath like the mask is slipping, her cheeks going up and down the mask. She's laughing because I'm looking like these men won't move. It's all this space to go to the back. It's empty seats, and I'm just turning like this in a fetal position while standing, and she's laughing. So the bus was just like, nobody's getting on, nobody's getting off, and people just staring at me, and it was hard not to break my eye contact out the window, because I'm like, God, these people is burning a hole through me. Like, feel like fans burning a hole through me, but I'm afraid to look, because if I look and make eye contact, they're going to start talking, As soon as an opening came for a seat, this person left me an opening for a seat. I literally ran where the bus was moving, and got away from that one guy that reminded me of my shepherd, and he reminded me of the dog. He was up there, and I was like, damn, I was praying he didn't follow me to the seat. And the guy that I sat that was sitting a seat ahead of me, he looked even creepier than and was acting even weirder than the guy I just left. I'm like, damn, it's equal. And then the guy got off on the same stop I got off on. I was like, he got off on California, so. So yeah, that's what I saw when I was out, and whenever I do see people out there getting food, they getting resources, they getting water, stuff like that. We still got, for now, water and shit like that, and in America we still got water and whatnot, which is great. God, that's bitter. And so I'm like way stressed about my move, feeling how cold it is outside, and I'm not like knocking on every door that's open right now. I'm on a bus pass that's expiring, and I'm, I trusted him this far. Some older here told me that you trusted him this far, keep trusting him. So I'm a trusting guy. I trusted him this far. This woman, I can't remember if it was a woman or a girl who gave me this. She couldn't have given it to me at a better time. And that sage I bought, Couldn't have come at a better time. This is keeping me in my right mind. What's left of my mental health, and so and the roads just like it's sludge everywhere from the I heard that word before I moved up here. Before I moved to, it's a northern term. Just the from where it snowed, the sidewalk and the roads, from where it rained and it turned to snow, and then the upkeep. Chicago was already worse because people don't keep up the city. The people who do the different jobs in the city and in the funding. I don't know if it's a funding issue or what. If it's a tax issue or what. I paid taxes before in my lifetime, and my ex used to treat me like I ain't never paid no damn tax. If you live in America, you done pay some kind of tax. Whether it's a tax, that's a tax when you go in the store and you shop. My last ex wasn't the brightest, so there are different kinds of tax. Sales tax. Everybody pays taxes. That's what the tax collector came into style. I forget what decade, what a century did Americans start paying taxes. But if you are an American, you pay taxes. I don't care who you are. Kids, you know, you go in a store and buy a piece of candy. It's a tax on that. Unless you shop on that tax-free day. Now in the South, they got a tax-free day. I believe it's in Alabama. So try to downgrade me saying I paid no tax like I'm a bum. Like, yeah, you know, I couldn't say nothing back to him then, but I could say something now. I'm not living under his roof. You pay taxes if you are American. You've paid a tax some kind of way. You don't pay the tax. Tax coming out of your paycheck, some kind of way. I can't get into your financial. You need to talk to a financial advisor, but you don't pay the tax. And, so what else? I see when I was out, like it's a sludge on the ground from that stuff I just told you. Hard to walk. It's like you walking on molten rock. Like I had to walk up a fucking alley because a bus ditched me, and I'm trying to get. See, I was started at 64th, ended at 55th in California. That was like a little over 10 blocks. And on the way back, I was able to get the bus. So that's extra strain on my body, extra strain on your body. You're not on a smooth surface, so I could have gotten there faster on foot. And the alleys are worse. Like faster on foot if the weather was permittable. Weather was not permittable, but I had to go make this errand and get my work done on the computer. Back alleys are worse. It's like skating on ice. When that snow melts, it just turns to ice. So I had to treat it like a skating rink. Treat it like a pond. Treat it like a frozen pond, frozen lake or some shit. And just skate my ass down there to probably why I went so fast. Skate my ass to Gage. So the move, yeah. God ain't shown me what door I'm gonna walk through, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to seem like, you know, I'm having doubts or anything, but if I did, that'd be okay. You're allowed to feel how you want to feel, you know. So